spent the past few days prepping. So there's only a few last minute things that need to be brought in and we can get set up. Welcome to the studio. Here's what we have going on. This is our little set. We're gonna be doing an overhead rig right here. And we also have a secondary shot, which will be on sticks on wheels here. It's kind of our hero shot that comes in. Sending a wireless signal over here to Video Village. Got a little client viewing area here. This is a new client for us. My wife has worked with them over the past several weeks, met with them, shown them the space, helped to build the shot list. So they're super fun and easygoing, which is always appreciated. Bring them out into the space so that they can see what's going on, help give any notes or feedback they might have. So here's what we got going on. Let's get into it. One of the things I was thinking about is replacing this 4x with a large 5-in-1. I'm not sure what the fabric is on this, but it's thick. I think it takes off about 2.5 stops. I did a light test yesterday and I'm just pumping 2 Aperture 200Ds with the Fresnels through there and kind of helping wrap with the Nova here. So this may change. That may be my bounce on the shadow side, and might replace it here with this 5-in-1, which is a much thinner fabric. I'm not gonna need as much output. These are currently set at about 80% each to kind of push through this. One of the things you'll probably start to pick up on with me is that I really enjoy being very thorough and being organized. I think just having done this for so long, you realize how important efficiency is and having all of your gear and equipment organized so that you can just show up to set and you're ready to roll. You're not fumbling for cables. You don't have bits of kit in different bags all over the place. So I'm loving this setup here. We got the NICOLE 935, and then this is the NICOLE 938, roughly the same size, but as you can see, a lot deeper. So here we go. We've got the FX30 with the MC11 adapter and the Sigma 18-35. I love this combo. It's a heavy lens, as you guys know, but the autofocus works really well. And it comes in handy on a lot of jobs I do where I'm indoors, low light, can't use lights, that kind of thing. So that lives there, love that. Small Rig 99, love that battery too because of the USB-C. And then right above that, running the Rode Wireless Pros, small rig base plate. We got filtration, variable ND, Atomos Shinobi, Sigma 18-50, and the 11mm 1.8. I love that for interiors, great lens. So powerful little kit. I can get a lot done with just this kit if I had to travel with it. This works out really, really well. And then the NICOLE 938, this thing's been awesome. I wanted something that could run the FX6 fully built out, and this just fits the bill. I can get the FX6 in here, fully built, and it closes no problem. I even have a laptop in that sleeve there. I've tested it, and it doesn't put any stress on the mic holder. I've contemplated taking that mic holder off, but no need to do that. I have the side handle there. I don't always run that, so I've taken that off. Got the Sigma 24-70 on there right now, 35-14, large capacity V-mount. And another reason I love this case is that the 28-135, as you can see, also fits vertically. It kind of just clears the top. And unless you're, overstuffing these pouches, which are awesome, as you can see, I'm not doing that. So I'm able to close the lid, no problem. Extra bits of kit in here, some hard drives, magic arms, things like that. And then 2 99-watt V-mount batteries live there, and then the V-mount charger lives there. So super awesome. You can just roll up. You got 2 cases and everything you need. So I do have a bit of prep work to do. Just have to build this FX30. So I'll probably be speaking quickly and working quickly to get this done on time. For this job, we are working with a very talented food stylist that we've worked with. She is fantastic. Client's not due in for a few hours, but I always like to make sure that I am prepped and ready to go and not have any surprises. I love kind of going over the details and making sure that when it's time to roll, there are no issues. So here we go. Nice small, light package here. Great reviews on this 18 to 52.8. We'll see where we end up. We're probably gonna be around 35. Our main top-down shot is kind of a cutting board surface. And we're gonna go edge to edge on that. We'll be shooting 4K UHD left to right on the frame, overhead. I can't share too many details about this job or this client, but this one obviously is food related. So we've kind of designated 2 days or a day and a half of production for the food related stuff. And then we have a third day, which we'll be shooting on the white cyc. And that is a complete kind of reset. We're gonna be doing some fitness filming for this same client. So we're hoping to get through a lot today, kind of wrap things early in the day tomorrow so that the remainder of that day can be spent kind of building the set and prepping for our third day of production. Excuse the chewing. Trying to get a bite in before we get going. Had this 5-in-1 for a very long time, and I think the zipper's finally kind of shown its age. So yeah, as I mentioned, I love this 4x4. It's great, but the fabric that it comes with is very thick. If you're diffusing the sun, you know, or if you have the output, then it's not so much of a big deal. The other thing, excuse the Velcro. The other downside of this thing is because it's old, gear has just gotten better, right, in recent years. Because this thing's old, it is a pain to set up and to break down. This Velcro is just kind of a lot to deal with. Some of the newer ones we have are much better. They have just kind of clips that go on. So I may reskin that with bounce material. It's looking like this 5-in-1 will be our new key source, which for our frame is going to be plenty big. We may not need this Nova, so we can go ahead and move that out of the way and option it back in later if we need to. Yeah, this is gonna work out well. I would have set this 5-in-1 up yesterday, but I didn't have it with me. So we're gonna see what it gives us in terms of light levels. And we're gonna kind of bring this around a little bit more of a 45. We do want a little bit of shape. We just don't want things to fall off too much here on the shadow side. All right, we'll strike one of these lights. And as I said, it's gonna be more output than we need, which of course is a good thing. I wanna kind of utilize the whole surface area of this diffusion. So I kind of like to, you know, back this out and then kind of dial it in to taste. That's already looking nice. And then for our secondary shot, which we're calling our hero shot, that's gonna be on the FX6. I'm not sure which lens yet. And that's just a very tight shot of kind of pushing in the final dish. But right now we're looking pretty good. Once we get picture up, we'll kind of see where we need to go from there. But we are in a good space. Probably reskin that 4x4. All right, we are back. We're back. We're excited. Let's get this going. All right, have you guys kind of suffer through along with me as I reskin this. These things are great in a studio setting. You can leave them together. If you can leave these things together, they're great. For travel, setup, and breakdown on a regular basis, not so much. Let's get it done. Here we go. All right, just there. And then we're gonna lower this down gently and just have a little bit of weight resting on it. That way we're getting the bounce that we need. We're not taking up any of the table surface. Since this is supported from top and bottom, it's not gonna go anywhere. So let's go ahead, we'll strike the lights again, see what we're getting in terms of return on that. Excellent. Square this up just a little bit. Get it nice and square. I don't want to waste any of the real estate we have to work with. I just kind of tighten that down. The rig does move a little bit as I'm kind of working with it, but in that previous job I did a few months ago, I mentioned it kind of moves around a little bit, but then it settles after a few seconds. And if all goes well with my trusty iPhone 8 Plus, I will be able to operate the camera remotely. There'll be no need to come over here and touch the camera every time we want to roll. There we go. Beautiful image. Looking good. Let's keep going here. We're gonna set up an iPad, and I can kind of show you what I've got designated as my station here for camera control and monitor. So I will be on that table there, just behind talent, and then this way I can talk to our client, get a thumbs up from them, hear any feedback that they might have for us. Give you guys a view of the overhead setup here. Anchor USB-C. Powered the FX30. There you go. We're running the Axoon CineView HE. Got the receiver over there plugged into TV. This is able to kick out a signal, I think, to 4 devices, but we only needed the TV and then my viewing station there. So great little bit of kit here. Just have this rigged up with a small rig, ball mount, little clamp there. I made sure to have the camera fully charged up last night, and then this thing will run it no problem. But here's our overhead setup. Suppose I could have run it off the grid. C-stand is kind of pulling double duty and supporting the fill side. So there you go. I don't think I mentioned about the Axoon here. It's great that it has an HDMI in and an HDMI out. That's really great. But on this side, they have an SE model, and I think this is the only one that can run off of USB-C. So it's nice to know that you can tap into a USB-C V-mount or something like that. But for here, I didn't want to have to worry about too many batteries, managing power, that sort of thing. So I'm just running it off of mains into the little barrel jack here. Kicked the signal out to the TV, client was able to see it, talent was able to see it, and our stylist really appreciated that. We can get a large view of kind of what's going on. So great little budget wireless transmission system. Client was here. They were just kind of hanging out on their laptops all day, doing their thing. Didn't have much feedback for us. They were loving the way things were looking. So yeah, they were here just kind of hanging out. More of the same today. Here's our white cyc that we'll be shooting on tomorrow. You could see the grid here in the ceiling. Unfortunately, we don't have much in the way of hardware to get lights hung. So we're gonna have to get creative once we wrap today and kind of figure out what that's gonna look like. And kind of where our talent and camera will be living. I'm not sure if we'll be shooting this direction or if we'll be shooting more into the cove. So TBD on that. This worked out awesome. Had an iPad here just as my little viewing station. One thing I did not mention is that the app, the creator app for the Sony, I was able to run the FX30 remotely from my phone the entire day. Start, stop, record, change all of the mode settings, change aperture, all that stuff. So I was able to sit here, have the iPad set up, and just control it from my phone. Touch to focus worked, and then at the end we needed to kind of get some title cards, and I was even able to change the modes on the camera so that we were able to capture some raw stills with the FX30, which I reviewed last night. Incredible. I'm just continually blown away by this little FX30. This thing is a powerhouse. It's an amazing camera. If you know what you're doing with it, if you know how to light, you can get some unbelievable quality out of it. So loving the FX30, and flying it overhead as I am here just on a C-stand, it's just great. You're not booming out, heavy weight that feels sketchy over talent or anything like that. I had it tethered in just as an extra kind of security measure, but worked out absolutely perfectly. And the little 18-50 was awesome as well. Sharp lens, great color. I think we ended up at around 40 millimeters or so on it, 35 to 40 roughly. And that gave us enough coverage to cover our shooting surface here left to right. Shooting 4K UHD just to give us a bit of room, a bit of wiggle room in post. If we want to punch in or do anything like that, we can. We were cooking here as well, and this little fan, USB powered, worked out super well just to ensure that no smoke or exhaust or anything like that got up into the lens. So pretty basic little setup. So yeah, looking forward to getting more of the same and hopefully wrapping a little bit early today so we can break all of this down and reset things for tomorrow. We may need to touch up the floor a little bit as well, but we'll see where we end up with that. So blank slate starting sometime this afternoon. So here we are, shoot's wrapped. I figure I'd cut things here. This video is probably running a bit long. We're getting the floor touched up for the following day. So you can see me starting to break down the set. And one thing we always make sure we do is to take care of our team and our crew that we work with. The budget didn't allow for her to have an assistant or for me to have an assistant. So you can see us doing runs out to her car, which she really appreciated. It was super hot this day, and you don't want to leave people hanging. You always want to make sure that they have a good experience working with you. So helping her out, trying to get my head around what the following day would look like. Client sent us a loose reference that they liked, so I'm trying to mimic the lighting diagram that they sent and getting it as far along as I can without being able to get on that floor. So here, just experimenting and optioning some different lights. But all in all, huge success of a shoot. Everything looked great. Client was super happy. Couldn't ask for anything more. Thanks for watching. Hope you got something out of this, and we'll see you in the next one.